Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Today we're going to take a look at Elena and we're going to give her a little bit more of a shot than she got last time. To be honest, last time she was really bad, but that was mostly my fault. Obviously she could have done better herself, but in general it was my fault, not hers. So we're going to give her a fair shot this time. I've been using her extensively since I got her and I personally love her. I think she's great. I don't think she's game breaking by any means. I think there's better options. Like if I just use Tywin Bazaar, for example, it would be infinitely better, but I enjoy using her and that makes me happy. And I'm sure other people will enjoy using her too. So we're just going to show you 5 arena attacks and we're going to show you a guild war where I think she super demonstrated how good she is for specific situations. So we'll leave that at the end and we'll just do some blind arena attacks right now. Let me show you my arena team's gear first before we get into this. This is actually my team here just sitting at the table. So we've got our Lilius here, and I like my Lilius as tanky as possible just because right now she really needs to survive a lot of things. She's got 26k HP, so she can soak all the crowds and everything else like that. I would like if she was way faster, but it's not something I can fix without free equipment removal again. We have our Elena here. She's a little fast. Maybe I would like to drop her speed just a little bit, but I like where she's at. Decently tanky too, only 15k HP, but she does have quite a bit of defense, which helps out. We then have our SSB. Actually, I think our SSB here on Rengar's Drink with immunity set, really slow, tons of attack, tons of crit rate, crit damage. And then we have our maid Chloe here with not too bad stats considering she has 2 blue pieces of gear. Pretty happy with her, and again she's on Idol's Cheer primarily just because of SSB. Now this is definitely going to be primarily like an SSB / Maid Chloe showcase because they're the ones that are gonna carry the team, but it does show you how effective Elena is in battles like this. So I don't think I should attack this guy. I know I can win, but this isn't like a common team, so it's not somebody I want to show you guys because I don't think it'll really highlight how she works. So we're gonna go for Gilgamesh instead. Not everybody's using a Sid too much. This is often somebody else, but this should still be fine. This is also rank 5032 or so right now. So these people are very, very geared. The general idea is to have one of them go first. Have my... how much damage does this do? Actually, a good amount of damage. So my plan is generally to have them go first. And then proc skill 2 into skill 3 for Elena, but they were too slow for that. So we're actually just gonna open up with Elena's skill 3. This is a really weird team. So their SSB and their Dizzy are at like 110 speed. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. Usually at this point Dizzy and SSB would go and it would be fine. So I'm not sure what's happening, to be entirely honest. But the cool part is still showcases the Idol's Cheer / Elena shenanigans here, because just getting that immunity together is just so insane that they don't do any damage and then they're dead before they can really do anything about it. What a weird team. I don't know what's going on with this team, to be honest. Like, those are literally like 120 speed on their Dizzy and their Dizzy on their SSB. So we will... Is she really tanky? She's got 16k HP, I guess. We'll try some other people because that was a little awkward. Gilgamesh, not the best defense I've seen. So let's find a more typical team. Something like this. There's no SSB there. I actually like fighting SSBs when I'm using my Elena. People I don't like fighting is Bazaar. I just can't fight Bazaar. But really, who can fight Bazaar, to be honest? Like, Bazaar just kills everything. He's just on a different level. But people like A. Vildred and MLken usually just get a little bit wrecked by a team like this. So this is ideal where the FCC goes first or second, depending on my maid Chloe. I'm then going to use my skill 2. I'm going to pop up first with Megara's Tome. I'm then going to get rid of all of the skill nullifier. This happens a lot. That's why I like fighting FCC too. So basically negates everything FCC did. Anybody who counterattacks does no damage, which is also really helpful. And then if they counterattack, we also immediately counterattack with our own SSB right after. We didn't land any debuffs, which is okay. This is a really fast A Vildred, so something like 200 speed A Vildred. But it doesn't matter because we have our invincibility on basically everybody. If our Meg Chloe went ahead of the FCC, then she would have taken no damage there too. We then will kill the Vildred, get counterattacked, take no damage. Vildred will die, use his skill 3. He'll take no damage again. Pretty handy here. And you can see the difference in the one whose turn had already gone, right? Nice lag as well. And then we can just skill 3 here and should be able to auto at this point. And that's pretty much how every battle goes. They just waste all their turns, you know? They waste all of their turns, and because my SSB does so much damage, because my Elena puts up all the stuff, because we get the extra ER, because we have the revive as a backup, it just makes it not too hard. We can still see a bunch of invincibles here. Actually, I have to manual sometimes because Ken is one of the things that actually can kill me if he comes back and he's just super damagey. But overall, it's not too bad.
I'll show you what I've got.
I just want to make sure we kill the Ruel here, and this will get a counterattack. Should kill the Ruel if we crit her. Yeah, there we go. Ruel's dead, so now we just have to finish off the Ken. Something like this is kind of interesting. I've not fought a team with Ruzid before. I don't often see teams like this with Ruzid and SSB. But we should be able to cut through their... Yeah, we should be able to cut through their exchange here and get the immunity up before SSB. We'll see how it works, but... Odds are their... Lilius is going to push our Elena up ahead of the SSB, and then we'll get the immunity up for SSB. But that's the plan anyway. Nope. So she got pushed back by the fire unit versus water, which is fine. We're still not dead, and we still have everything up, and it's gonna be fine, so I'm not worried about it at all.
I won't go easy on you. It's too late to back out now.
See, and this is what happens when you don't have when you do not have your invincibility up. That's so much damage. But we're gonna basically just kill them back, and at this point, we're going to skill 3.
The chosen ones. Blessings of the stars.
Blessings of the stars! How am I doing? Can I have a VA job yet? And let's just skill 3 here, and we should just be able to auto. They're about to waste basically all of their turns just AoEing me and dying, so I'm super fine with that.
No retreat.
I won't go easy on you.
So far, none of the teams we fought have been really typical teams, but pretty good examples either way. If the SSB was to get a counter off there, it would have done nothing, which is great.
Help me.
Interesting team. I guess that combo does kill a lot of people, just having Lilius, SSB, and Ruzid.
This way.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
This victory was promised to us.
We'll have to refresh as well, too, because let's be real here. I can't fight Basar. Basar is ridiculous. Let's attack Steph, though. Charles is a big problem. Charles is a big problem with everybody, but as long as their ordering is not too bad, we should be able to negate the majority of their damage just through the invincibility. So their CC should go first.
Are you ready to order?
Wow. That's a slow CC. So we'll get our stuff up here.
Shine forever in the light of the stars.
Get an Elbrus. All that does is charge my SSB. All this does is charge my SSB. This one will fully charge my SSB, which is nice. Invincible to everything. It will also help us proc our defense down, but we didn't proc anything again.
I'll show you who's in charge.
Yeah, so these are such weird teams. Such weird teams because it never goes like this. Off stream, it never goes like this. Usually it's like a well-oiled machine and all their ordering is the same. All the teams are the same. But instead they're doing this to me, which is fine because still showing exactly what she does, which is really nice. Charles will also just not do any damage to 3 of the people, which is great, or 2 of the people. Double Elbrus Ritual Sword. God, getting invincible feels so good. Come on, hit me again, Charles. I know you want to. God, that feels good when that happens. Ruel's dead. Charles about to try to kill me. But guess what, Charles? You can't. Look at that. Where's your damage? Where's your damage, buddy? Of course, he crits my Lilius as expected. And we'll just auto the rest of this. That was a cool death sound. Okay, and I think we have one more attack, maybe 2 more attacks left. Sorry, Steph.
Except me as your queen.
You were already my queen, girl. This is actually my second Crows that I've ever fought. I actually don't even know what he does. But let's see what happens. I do like it when FCC goes before my Chloe, because that makes it so Chloe takes no damage a lot of times. Actually, it doesn't matter now that I think about it. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as most of the ordering is fine, because she's gonna get healed up and then get
the stars light our way.
and then get her immunity.
Soar into the night sky.
Okay, Crozet, show us what you've got. So skill nullifier gone, does a counterattack into invincible.
Something light.
This will proc SSB's counterattack. Will do nothing except for push my SSB ahead. Let's just hit auto and watch the magic work.
For ruining my vacation.
The leg is so good. Counterattack. Who you gonna heal? SSB. So that's a little annoying. Anybody but SSB would have been great there.
I will not lose.
So he's gonna remove his debuffs and then increase defensive Ruel. That's so weird. He's such a weird unit. So this is gonna proc SSB's thing. Unfortunately, she's taking
Something light.
advice from me right now, and she's got invincible.
I won't go easy on you.
So she's not gonna be hit by this, which is kind of unfortunate.
I thought this could be fun. Now I'm getting bored.
Now I'm getting bored. God, I love seeing invincible. It's like the greatest thing in the world. Like, if you spend your entire last 6 months getting countered and SSB'd backed and dizzied, and just dying to everything, it feels so bad. So like, having this situation with all these invincibles just feels the actual greatest, and I love it. This is why I like Elena right now so much. It's just satisfying, you know? Ugh! Outside of her grunts. Her grunts maybe not so really satisfying. I was also actually thinking about my team, and I don't really need Lilius as much on this team anymore. I'm using her just because she's fire and she soaks a lot of the damage. So I could replace somebody there too, but I just kind of like having her. So many turns. God, she does no damage. I think that's like the biggest real complaint I have about Elena is she does 0 damage and she does 0 disruption. So she does no debuffs, she does no stuns, she does no anything like that, right? And I think that's one of the things that makes her just not as good as people like FCC, because FCC does the provoke, FCC does a good amount of damage, where she just kind of does her one thing and that's it. Yeah, so that's the story of Elena. I've really been enjoying her right now, and I hope you folks have been too. A lot of people have been saying they like her on counter, and honestly, I don't really like her on counter right now, at least from my experience. And the reason is 2 debuffs isn't enough right now. It really feels like you either need to remove every single debuff or nothing, because people drop 12 debuffs per turn, and it's just not something you can like realistically cleanse with only 2. So that's why I went with a speed set instead of a counter set too. And we'll cut into the Guild War here, and I hope you enjoy this. Yeah, Lydica's really, really good for PvE. She's one of the best PvE units in the game, IMO. Don't ignore the queen! Yeah, Champion Zerato is really good, so that's definitely not a bad thing.
The chosen ones. Blessings of the stars.
This is what you get.
So this should just like kill them the first time. We're gonna take 0 damage, gonna counterattack, and then we're gonna skill 3 into them.
I'll show you what I've got.
Oh, we didn't have enough to counterattack yet. We'll counterattack after this, which is just the same.
Bye-bye now. It's too late to back out now. I won't go easy on you.
Yeah, Elena's VA is definitely rough. Nice Alexa's basket. How we doing, Hookras?
Look beyond the sky.
The queen is here. Run before it's too late.
Okay, so Elena did really well here, I think. What do you think about the rewards for Guild War boss? I think they're fine. I think Guild War rewards should not be amazing. There's something that's just passive and fun. I think the problem is that it took a year to implement. It should have been something that was in it day 1. But because it took so long for them to implement, we feel really bad about it. Let's go, Elena!
You ready to order?
Okay, so the plan is... F. Cecilia does her AoE. Elena counterattacks, pushes up her CR, does her AoE, gets rid of FCC's thing. Then their SSB goes, hits all immunity, and then my my SSB does her thing after Idol's Cheer, and it's just GG.
I sentence you to death. My past regrets.
So this is going to basically do nothing. We're gonna make sure we're at 100% here. Megara's Tome didn't do anything there.
Shine forever.
We're gonna get rid of all their immunity or whatever it's called, skill nullifier.
I thought
We're gonna have them do an AoE, which will do nothing. We're then going to get to try to defense break them. And then she's gonna counterattack and do nothing again. And now we get to open up with our skill 3.
I'm tired of you. Bye-bye.
And then their Vildred's gonna counterattack and do nothing versus 2 my people. And then my SSB is gonna counterattack and finish them off.
Can you hear the approaching ruin?
Let's start with something light.
Yeah.
I'm not cheap.
So exactly what I expected to have happen.
Stars will be saved.
And then we still have
What I've
we
got.
still have revive left. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. I hope this was a good enough showcase for Elena, and I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.